So today we are going to continue our discussion of the basic electronic components, diode in particular, and today we are going to see how we can use just 5 diodes to construct a very simple circuit that will always polarize the current in the direction that you want it to. So let's get started. So let's say we have a power supply and you can vary the polarity, and on the load side we always want positive here and negative here on these terminals. So first we can just get rid of this diode because this diode is called a flyback diode and it's not very necessary to use in all circuits. So what we're left with are just 4 diodes, and let's start by first supplying the positive on this side and negative on this side of the power supply. So we can see that when positive current starts flowing and it reaches this junction, so we can see this diode is in the forward bias and this diode is in the reverse bias. So the positive current will go through this diode and will reach the positive end of the load. So that's done for the positive. Now let's talk about the negative. So we can see negative current when it comes to this junction. We can see this diode is in forward bias. So negative current is not going to flow in that direction. Instead, it will flow in this direction. Once again, when it comes to this junction, we can see once again this diode is in forward bias. So the negative current is going to just reach to the negative side of the load. So now we can swap the polarity on the power supply and let's see if the load will still get the polarity that we want it to. We once again have positive on this side, and when positive current starts flowing in this direction, then on this junction this diode is in reverse bias. So the positive current is going to just flow through this diode, and when it reaches this junction, this diode is in again reverse biased, so the current is not going to flow here. Instead, it will flow here to the load. So the positive once again found its way to the positive side of the load. For the negative side of the power supply, we can see that when it reaches this junction, this diode is in the forward bias, and instead it will flow to this reverse bias diode, and once again this one is in forward bias, so the negative current will just flow here to the negative side of the diode. So the flyback diode that we added earlier is just added to avoid sudden spikes and backflow from the load to the power supply. So let's build the circuit now and see if it verifies. So these are all the components that we're going to need for this circuit. So one LED, because LED always lights up in the forward bias, a current limiting resistor, and 4 diodes. So I'm going to quickly build the circuit on the breadboard, and then we are going to see if the circuit works according to the schematic diagram. So I'm going to first plug it in the opposite polarity and let's see if it lights up. So it doesn't light up. I'm going to wire it up in the correct polarity, and as you can see, the LED lights up. So now we're going to put it in our circuit. So this is the final circuitry. I've switched the LED to green LED because green LEDs are easier to see. And as you know, LEDs will always light up when they are connected in the right polarity. So let's begin, and we're going to first attach the negative wire on this side and the positive on that side. And as you can see, the LED lights up. Okay, now we're going to swap the wires and let's see if the LED still lights up, and it does. So that concludes our video for today, guys, and thank you again for watching.